Hi everyone, a lot of great movie poster artwork to show you in this video, but before I get there, just indulge me and let me go back to my childhood, back to my teenage years, back to 1986. So I would go along to my movie theatre, and at that movie theatre there was a little magazine that you could get called Flicks, which would show you everything that was going to be released at the movies that month and what was coming up. And that little magazine, it had little offers in it every now and again, and one of the offers was to be able to send off for a movie poster, which I did in 1986, and I'll just show you the proof of the date and what it was I ordered. And let's just unroll this and show you what I got. So there's the signature of the artist, Drew Struzan, and yes, this is the poster for Back to the Future, and this certainly went on my wall for quite some time. I absolutely loved this poster, absolutely terrific design, so iconic. Just look at that famous pose there for Michael J. Fox. Just an absolutely terrific design, and so iconic in terms of how it looks. And I really love also just the detail that's in here, his jacket and the flames, how they all reach towards his shoes, and then the detail also that goes into the glasses, things like that. And of course this design was used not just once but twice, this time with Doc, and then also for Back to the Future 3, adding in Mary Steenburgen. So yes, in this video I do just want to pay tribute to the movie poster artist Drew Struzan, who sadly has just passed away at the age of 78. But such an iconic designer of legendary movie posters. He worked with the likes of Steven Spielberg, with George Lucas, with John Carpenter, Guillermo del Toro, Frank Darabont, many others. Certainly you will know some of these posters. Now, I've trawled through what I have in my collection. I don't know that I've got everything out here, but yeah, some things I have on Laserdiscs, some things as press books and things like that. So I'll just show you a selection of what I have. I'm going to steer clear mostly of Star Wars because there's so many different designs of Star Wars that are available, so I don't want to get that wrong. But yeah, here is what I have. Wonderful artwork here for a film that was produced by Steven Spielberg, Batteries Not Included, starring Jessica Tandy and Hume Cronin. But yeah, just look at the wonderful design here. I really love this one, and I will show you just shortly. There's a DVD release which is different artwork. Now, which would you prefer to watch? Okay, really famous design here for the Goonies. Now this is the press handbook, but this poster is familiar to most people. Look at the great detail on each of the characters here, and that really intriguing design of having them all hanging down like that. But the Laserdisc artwork, which I'll now just show you as well, that is a different design, and again, really fantastic artwork in this, but yeah, a really completely different image. Da, 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 da. The great Harrison Ford there as Indiana Jones, and just look how Drew Struzan was able to use that photograph and really embellish it with all these other designs to make a truly invigorating poster art for Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And then also just look at this great shot here that really is imposing to look at. Fantastic stuff. And then again for Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, absolutely fantastic. Just look at Indy riding right at you there. Great face work detail for Harrison Ford and Sean Connery. You've got Denholm Elliott there and Paul Rhys-Davies. Just fantastic stuff. I'll skim through Blade Runner because I'm not quite sure if I have the most iconic of Drew Struzan's designs, but certainly this imagery is hugely memorable. Great stuff. And now John Carpenter's The Thing, where Drew Struzan famously had to design this poster within 24 hours, and he hadn't even seen anything to do with the film. But wow, what an image it is. So evocative of the film. And even when it came to the remake, they still incorporated that kind of image into it, even though really it has nothing much to do with the film. Now, absolutely to one of my favourite designs, and it is Sylvester Stallone in First Blood. And I really love in this poster how Drew Struzan has captured Stallone's look in this. It's not entirely aggressive. There is some fear in him because of what he's going through. Compare it with this Italian poster that was done. You can see it's much more muscular. They use a lot more sort of gun belts over it. It's much more kind of aggressive looking. I still really like that design, but absolutely Drew Struzan really captured the sense of what Stallone was like in First Blood. And then when we get to Rambo First Blood Part 2, they do away with the artwork, but still kind of know how to use the imagery for Stallone, the posturing, and this ultimately was what that poster looked like. Now, a really fun one, John Carpenter's Big Trouble in Little China. That was the DVD. This is the full-frame Laserdisc, and then I also have the widescreen Laserdisc, and that is my favourite version because it has the complete image. If you see the other two, the Laserdisc of the full-frame and the DVD, they've cropped the bottom, so you don't get to see this imagery of Kurt Russell and Kim Cattrall in the water, so that's what I really like about this one. There you see them just side by side there, so you can see what's missing. Now, if you watch the documentary Drew, the man behind the poster, you'll certainly see that director Frank Darabont was a big fan of Drew Struzan and used him for his films, Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile, and also for The Mist. And the interesting thing about The Mist is that Thomas Jane's character is actually a movie artist in that film, and he's based around Drew Struzan, and you do actually get to see some Drew Struzan artwork in the actual film of The Mist. Going back earlier now for a series of comedies that Drew Struzan worked on, and I really love the sort of caricature designs that he manages to get. This is A Piece of the Action with Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby, and then look at the marvellous ensemble he gets here for the Neil Simon piece, A California Suite. There's Jane Fonda there, Richard Pryor. Just really, really fun designs, these ones. I absolutely love it. And then, of course, we have the Cannonball Run with Burt Reynolds, Dom DeLuise, Farrah Fawcett. And again, just look at the really fun designs of the faces on this. It really draws you in. This is artwork that I absolutely love. It's really busy. There's a lot going on in the picture, and it's just a sense of fun. Johnny Dangerously, starring Michael Keaton. Again, really fun design. Not so great a movie, but definitely a great image here. And then absolutely iconic stuff. We definitely saw this at the cinema. The comedy may have not have aged quite as well, but the poster art certainly has. And this is absolutely brilliant artwork for Police Academy. Just look at all these faces and instantly they all come to mind. So yeah, great fun stuff, this one. And then also I have here the press book. So this is in black and white, but the press book here for Police Academy 3, Back in Training. And again, just really fun stuff, seeing all of this. Look at Steve Guttenberg there. More fun here with Chevy Chase in Funny Farm. A really fun design, this one, with a great dog sitting over his shoulder. Really amusing. And then this is really great. This is Pauline Collins in the film Shirley Valentine. And Drew Struzan got involved in the poster for this one as well, quite surprisingly, and a really fun image here. Enjoyable comedy, this one. And then we've got great imagery here for Don Bluth's An American Tale, an immigrant kind of story, this, and you definitely get a sense of that here. There's a little bit of a sense of danger there with those feet for this poor mouse that's doing its journey. But yeah, really great artwork here. And just compare with the sequel here, different designer, it creates a completely different impression. Now, one I really love, we've got 70s Susan George in A Small Town in Texas, and just look at how he's managed to incorporate so much there into those legs. But yeah, absolutely fantastic work. Now, Drew Struzan also worked on some Eddie Murphy films, and I have it on record that he worked on Harlem Nights. I'm not 100% sure this is his poster, though, so correct me if I'm wrong about that, but certainly he did work on this one, Coming to America, and yeah, this again is really iconic design for that film, directed by John Landis. And then this again is just a little press book, and I'll show you what the inside of that looks like. There you go. Now, I only have this in black and white. This is a campaign handbook, but love this movie, Lady Hawk, starring Michelle Pfeiffer and Rutger Hauer and Matthew Broderick. A really fun one that came out, directed by Richard Donner in 1985. But yeah, nice image, that one. And it wasn't just Michael J. Fox who had to keep an eye on the time, but yeah, this is the artwork for 3 O'Clock High. Pretty fun teenage comedy there that's directed by Phil Joannou. A couple of lesser known ones. We've got Longitude, starring Jeremy Irons and Michael Gambon, and then also just showed this actually due to the passing of Samantha Eggar, but this is The 7% Solution with Nicole Williamson there as well and Vanessa Redgrave. Another quite busy image here for the 1985's Return to Oz with Fairuza Balk, and then I really love the poster for this, starring Elizabeth Shue. This is Adventures in Babysitting. But yeah, I just love this artwork. Okay, as I said before, I'm steering clear of showing too much that's Star Wars related, but I do have this mini German poster, so I just thought I'd end this video by showing this to you. And again, just what amazing imagery that he's managed to design here. Okay, so as well as books on the man, there is the documentary Drew, the Man Behind the Poster, which you can see, and that's really worth watching. It includes interviews with Spielberg and George Lucas, Frank Darabont especially, and Thomas Jane, lots of others as well. Well worth a watch, and Drew Struzan really comes across as being a very affable, likeable man in that documentary, incredibly talented, and also you get to see some of the work that he did which was not film related. So yeah, he was just very talented in lots of different artistic directions. But yeah, fantastic stuff. Also, a friend of the channel, Muckman Movies, he's already done a very heartfelt tribute to Drew Struzan, so please do go and check that out if you haven't seen it already on his channel. Thanks very much for watching this. I know I haven't covered everything that is Drew Struzan related, but yeah, let me know your thoughts and comments on your favourite posters, whether they are Drew Struzan's or someone else's perhaps. But yeah, thanks so much for watching this. Rest in peace, Drew Struzan. Thank you.